Hello students, today we are going to proceed towards the next topic, that is the study of structure of the DNA, which is proposed by the very famous scientist known as Watson and Crick model. So this diagram is showing the structure of the DNA. This structure is also called as double helical DNA or duplex model of the DNA. As this diagram is very clear here, by the contribution of Wilkin and Franklin, these two persons have contributed towards the structure of the DNA, as already I told you. So the X-ray diffraction data given by Franklin as well as Wilkin, with the help of that data, the Watson and Crick, they have proposed this simple and famous type of structure of the DNA in the year 1953. So just to focus your attention on the diagram. So this diagram is the diagram showing reveals the following features. So what are the silent features of this diagram? First of all, this DNA is known as B form of the DNA. What does it mean? B form means it is a right-handed DNA. Means the pointing of the DNA is towards the right side. So hence this type of DNA is known as B form of the DNA, or it is also called as right-handed DNA coiling. And next, as this is not only this Wilkin and Franklin, there is one more scientist by name Erwin Chertoff. So based on, that is, the base pairing is very specific here. What does it mean? The Erwin Chertoff, what is his contribution towards its structure? So this structure, towards this structure he has contributed because complementary base pairing is present here. So what is the meaning of complementary base pairing? Complementary base pairing is nothing but always the purine space with a pyramid with the two hydrogen bond. Take for example, always adenine space with a thymine with two hydrogen bond, and C phase with a G with a 3 hydrogen bond. So this type of specific base pairing is known as Chertoff's base equivalence rule. Okay, so this is the data, this is the rule proposed by Erwin, so which is also called as Chertoff's base equivalence rule. In addition to that, since we know that DNA is a double helical structure because it is made up of polynucleotide chain, number of nucleotide, deoxyribonucleotide, and the main backbone of the DNA, is made up of sugar, phosphate. So thus sugar, phosphate, they are going to form the backbone of the DNA. In addition to that, here sugar is attached to the nitrogen base by a bond known as N-glycosidic bond. That is, already I have explained in the previous class, glycosidic bond. So where this bond is formed? It is formed between the sugar and nitrogen base. As you can see in this diagram, the sugar attached with the nitrogen base, that is purine or pyrimidine, with the help of a bond known as glycosidic bond. And there is one more important bond that is found between the number of nucleotides. So each nucleotide, they are attached with each other by a bond known as phosphodiester bond. So the subsequent nucleotides are held together while a long polymer is held together by, or nucleotides are held together by the ester bond, that is phosphodiester bond. So which give stable structure to the DNA. In addition to that, each DNA strand, for example, having their polarity 5' to 3', 3' to 5', these two polarities or two DNA strands they are very opposite to each other, and they are held together by a bond known as hydrogen bond. So where the hydrogen bond is found? It is found between the two DNA strands having the polarity 5' to 3', 3' to 5'. Thus, which gives a very firm and stable structure to the DNA strand. Means totally there are three different kinds of bond formation or bond we come across in the DNA structure. One is N-glycosidic bond which is present between the nitrogen base and the sugar, and second one is the each nucleotide is attached with each other by means of a phosphodiester bond, and the third type of bond that is known as hydrogen bond. So the hydrogen bond, for example, A hydrogen bond, A pairs with the T with the 2 hydrogen bond, and C pairs with the G with the help of 3 hydrogen bonds. Thus, totally the hydrogen bonds are present between the two, purine as well as pyrimidine. And there is one more term, that is antiparallels. As I told you in the previous class, always the DNA, two DNA strands, they run opposite direction. They are opposite direction they are running. Means they are anti-parallel with each other. They are not identical, but they are anti-parallel with each other. Okay. So this is the anti-parallel. They are not identical, but they are anti-parallel with each other. Next. And what is the diameter of the entire DNA? The two DNA strands, if we measure the diameter of the two DNA strands, it measures about 2 nanometer. But if we convert that in angstrom, it will become 20 angstrom. Now, the DNA, it is a highly twisted. It is highly twisted, having number of grooves. As you can see here, a small groove is there. That is known as minor groove. A small twist is there. This is called minor groove. And there is a major groove. So minor, major. So thus two kinds of grooves are present in the DNA strand. After that, if we see what number of base pairs are present in each turn. Take for example, there is a turn. There is one pitch. One pitch or one turn having totally what number of base pairs? 10 base pairs. There are about 10 base pairs accommodate in one turn. So if you measure one turn or one pitch from here to here, it measures about 3.4 nanometer, or it will become 34 angstrom. But in the NCERT reader, there is no angstrom, but it is given in nanometer. So we have to consider nanometer only. Next, there is one more point. So what is the measurement? What is the distance between the two nucleotides? Take for example, one nucleotide, sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate. So what is the distance between two nucleotides? So from here to here, as there are only few numbers I have shown here, but there are totally how many number of base pairs are accommodating? There are about 10 base pairs accommodated in each turn. And the distance between the subsequent nucleotide is how much? It is 0.3 nanometer. Okay. If you know the distance between the nucleotide and that is the length of the DNA can be measured. So human DNA, it is about 2.2 meter long. Such a long DNA, it is compactly arranged in the nucleus. So how to calculate the length of the DNA, we will be discussing under the problems. So presently we have to focus our attention only on the structural aspect. So the distance between the two nucleotides is how much? 0.3 nanometer. And the major backbone of the DNA is what? Sugar and phosphate. Sugar and phosphate. There is no nitrogen base because nitrogen base is projected towards the inner side of the DNA strand. So we should not consider under the backbone. So the backbone is composed of sugar and phosphate. Okay. So these are the few points we have to focus our attention on the DNA structure. So from the theory point of view, it's very important. It is carrying 5 marks. So its weightage is its question weightage is how much? 5 marks. So not only from the theory point of view, even from the CET point of view or NEET point of view, the structural aspect of the DNA is very important. So every data given in the diagram is very important and we have to understand and we have to memorize it.